I'm going to just follow your lead and answer questions and be of help however I can.
Welcome to the Holistic Kid Show. My name is Zane.
My name's Abdullah.
And my name's Imad.
We're the Holistic Kids, here to educate us kids from the inside out. We have had the pleasure of speaking with nutritionists, best-selling authors, including New York Times bestsellers, health experts, TV celebrities, White House correspondents, doctors, dentists, and so many more.
But there is something that is important for all those specialties that we haven't had a chance to talk about in our show, and that is
Mickey Mouse.
no. That our show is not the Disney Channel, but
Mickey Mouse.
it is a lawyer. So, what does a lawyer have to do with holistic living? Because law and medicine didn't really mix, right?
Right.
They're very different.
Yes, they're very different. And I'm sorry that I'm not Mickey Mouse, but I'm really honored and happy to be here. So thank you for having me. And yes, thank you so much for asking about the law and medicine. Really, I like to think of them almost as brothers or sisters because, as you know, doctors are out there helping people with their health and their body and their mind and their body and their spirit. And lawyers actually help people protect themselves and honor themselves in a different way. We help protect people's rights or help them form their business or help them protect their business or protect their family or buy a home. There's all kinds of things that lawyers do, but many of them actually help doctors, and many lawyers also help patients or people who are working with doctors too.
Well, we are so honored to have you with us today. Or to have with us today a holistic lawyer, Miss Lisa Fraley. Lisa Fraley, JD, is a attorney, legal coach, speaker, best-selling author of Easy Legal Steps, and the host of Legally Enlightened podcast on iTunes. As a holistic lawyer, Lisa bends her legal expertise as a former healthcare attorney in a large corporate law firm. She is also a certified health and life coach. She's helped thousands of health coaches, health holistic practitioners, licensed practitioners, and even online business owners to protect their businesses and brands with contracts, disclaimers, trademarks, and even more. Lisa's mission is to help small business owners understand that the law can be accessible, empowering, loving, and even spiritual. Lisa graduated from Case Western Reserve School of Law with a concentration in health law, and she holds a certificate in sustainable business strategy from Harvard Business School Online. I know she has helped my mom out with a lot, so we are so incredibly honored to have you here with us today. We would love to hear how a lawyer became a holistic coach and now is a holistic lawyer. We would love to hear your story.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that nice introduction. So when I was growing up, when I was in school, especially in high school, I was in sort of a debate team situation, and we argued a pretend court case in the Ohio Supreme Court chambers, which was a big deal. We got to go and do a mock court, and my partner and I actually won our case. And I thought, maybe I could be good at being a lawyer. That would be wonderful. But I was always interested also in medicine and in health and wellness. So I went to law school and actually focused on healthcare law. And then I got out and worked in a big law firm where I worked with doctors and hospitals and helped protect businesses and medicine, basically. And that was the start of my career. But as I went on, I realized, wait a minute, I want to be a coach. I want to help people with health and wellness too. So I became a health and a life coach. And at the same time, you all, I had my own friends who were health coaches and wellness coaches and doctors say, but wait a minute, Lisa, you understand health coaching and wellness coaching and how to take care of your body. Can you help us? So I became a holistic lawyer to really help a lot of other practitioners like your mom, functional medicine practitioners, integrative practitioners, health coaches, and others protect their business and honor their work and learn how to work with patients and clients legally.
What exactly is a lawyer?
Okay, so a lawyer is a person who goes to law school and learns how to protect people's rights or help them have a voice and speak up in court, or helps them protect or honor or create a business. Lawyers are there to basically help you speak in a formal setting where you're trained how to protect yourself, right? We talk about the US Constitution, and we talk about state laws and federal laws and local laws, which is all very boring. But at the same time, they're really important to know, because if you're a business owner or a doctor or a coach, you have to follow the law. So what lawyers do is try to help teach you how to follow the law, or if you happen to get into a little trouble or something happens, we help defend you and stand up for you so you can be represented and have a voice in court or in other situations.
That is amazing.
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 You are amazing.
What is the real difference between a holistic lawyer and a regular?
A regular lawyer, right. So a holistic lawyer is a term that I actually created and trademarked myself, because regular lawyers are wonderful business lawyers or court lawyers or all different kinds of lawyers. But because I work with holistic practitioners or integrative practitioners or functional medicine doctors, I wanted to let people know that I actually bring into law some of the coaching aspects that we learn. And also, I believe that the law protects you in your business in ways that aren't like a lot of other lawyers. Like, I believe that when you take a legal step, you're actually creating boundaries and clear policies and clear expectations in a way that's just a little bit different than other lawyers. But we all lawyers are here to really help people build or protect their business, build or protect their family, or stand up for themselves or their rights.
I mean, lawyers are so important, especially when it comes to law. And the thing is that, but what does a holistic lawyer help with? Because
Yeah,
I mean, at the end of the day, a lawyer helps with law, but what
right.
does the holistic part do?
Good question. So what I do is, I'm a lawyer who helps with law, but what I do is I help on the holistic side. I help practitioners, doctors, holistic health coaches, life coaches. I help this type of people, holistic practitioners, not get in trouble with the law. So I make sure they're following the laws of their state. I make sure that if they're a doctor, they're following their laws as a doctor. If they're a coach, they're following their laws as a coach. And I actually believe that, the law can protect you in practical ways to reduce your risk and so that you don't get in trouble. But also, I believe it also helps you energetically boost your business vibe, which might not make a lot of sense, but it helps you to create stronger boundaries or create different policies. I just bring something a little bit different to the law, but the whole idea is to really help protect people and to honor the work that they're doing. If someone takes it or if someone wants to use it, and just making sure that everyone's doing things properly so they won't get in trouble.
Yeah, and you say on your website that a lawyer can be spiritual too. How do you align legal steps with the chakras?
Yes, that's what I was alluding to. I'm glad you picked up on that. So I believe that when you protect yourself with legal steps like contracts or trademarks or disclaimers or things like that, that you actually are protecting yourself and reducing your risk and liability, of course, and trying to keep yourself safe so you don't get in trouble. And whoops, wrong side. And I have this lighted ampersand marquee on my wall because I believe, and on the spiritual side, energetically, I align legal steps with the chakras, because when you take legal steps, you can take them in an order that aligns with the 7 main chakras of the body, and it will help you create stronger boundaries. It will help you in ways that are boosting your energetic level by creating clearer policies and so on.
Wow, I never knew that law and medicine and spirituality could be in what could come together.
That's right.
That's so amazing and so new at the same time.
Thank you. Yes, no one does this. I created it myself. So thank you for that.
When it comes to health, we don't think about the law. When it is important for families to educate themselves about the laws, specifically around health. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there's a lot of laws that come up for families when it's related to health. And the one that comes to mind a lot is that, in the United States here, we have the right to receive medical care or treatment. And we also have the right to say, no, I don't want that medical treatment. Okay. So, like, if you have someone like a doctor, like your mom, helping patients, as a patient, you can say, I would like to receive this treatment, or I don't want to have this medicine or this medical surgery or whatever. And so part of what's important with families is that the law protects you to allow you to not have medical treatment you don't want. And it also allows you to speak up for yourself and say, hey, I do want this. I am allowed to have this. So when it comes to your health, it can help you feel more confident talking to doctors. It can help you feel more protected when you're signing consent forms. It can help doctors feel more confident when they're doing things properly. So there's a lot of ways that the law is involved when it comes to healthcare, both on the side of the family and the patient, and also on the side of protecting the doctor and making sure they're doing things properly too.
When is it important to use a holistic lawyer?
Good question. So it's important to use a holistic lawyer if you are a doctor or a health coach or someone in the wellness industry who has a business, and you want to make sure that you are doing everything in your business properly, that you're not giving medical advice across state lines, or that you're making sure that you have all your paperwork in order, you have all your documents in order. And a holistic lawyer like me can help you make sure that you're doing things right so that you don't get in trouble or you aren't sued, that someone doesn't come after you.
Yeah, and you were talking about people coming after you, but like, what legal steps should families take to protect themselves?
Good question. Okay, so there's many different things that you can do. One we just talked about a moment ago is if you go into a hospital or you're having medical advice, you can make sure that you know what your rights are when you're a patient. Another thing is that I know we don't like to think about this very much, but it is important that I think it's important that parents especially have wills if they have children, because a will is a document that comes into play if someone passes away. And we don't like to think about this very often. It's not fun. But the reality of the situation is that we want to make sure that our families are taken care of as adults. And we want to make sure that everything's clear about our desires for what happens, and what happens and how children are cared for, and kind of what happens in that case. So having a will is a great thing for parents to do because it gives comfort to the children and helps the children be really clear and protected in terms of property, in terms of desires, in terms of what the parent wants for the children. So that's a really good way for families to protect themselves and to protect and honor their kids.
And how else can families feel basically empowered around their health, nutrition, wellness, and also their lives in general?
Thank you. Good question. So one of the things I love about being a lawyer is that I feel like I can use my voice. Now, you don't have to be a lawyer to use your voice, but what I mean by that is that I am not afraid to ask for something when I need it. I'm not afraid to say, hey, you might be violating the law, or hey, don't do that. That's not legal. Or hey, this is legal. We should be able to do this. And sometimes when you have the ability to use your voice, especially with things like medicine, sometimes people get a little bit afraid when they might need a second opinion from a doctor, or they're sick, or they really need help and doctors are busy, and they need to say, hey, wait, no, I really need to get on appointment with you. I really need to have you take a look at what's going on because I feel sick. Sometimes being able to speak up and to really assert yourself, to talk more clearly and strongly, is a good way for you to be able to protect your own health and your family's health. So I want you to be empowered about your health. Lawyers want you to feel like you can ask doctors for what you need and make sure that you're getting the attention that you need. Doctors are busy people helping lots of people, but sometimes we have to be a little bit more forward in saying, hey, I know you're really busy, but I still need you to make time for me. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah. And also, if kids want to become a lawyer, what are the steps that they can take?
Good question. Okay, so one of the things that you can do is do really well in school. Now, knowing you're all very bright, I can tell, and you have a really great, smart mom. So continuing to do well in school and getting good grades all the way through your schooling helps you, because you do have to go to college, and then you have to go to law school after that. And the only way that you can go to college and then law school is you have to actually get good grades in school and study a lot. That's the best thing that you can do to become a lawyer, is study all the way through. And I know that doesn't always sound fun, but at the same time, it's just the way it works. We have to be able to go to college and then go to law school, and then you pass the bar exam. You take a big 3-day exam, you pass the exam, and then you can be a lawyer.
That is amazing.
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 I mean, who would have thought being a lawyer was so hard?
Well, it's not as hard as being a doctor, actually.
Yeah.
My mom had to go to more school than I did, but
Yeah.
it does take a little bit of education to do some of these professions, including law.
Yes.
That's right. Yes.
That was awesome. We also want to know about your health coach side. As a health coach, what is your regular routine, specifically your morning and nighttime routine?
Ooh, I'm glad you're asking this. I know you ask people this question. So my morning routine is that I like to get up and I like to go downstairs in my house. And the first thing I usually do is make smoothies for my husband and me. We love our smoothies. We put greens from our garden in our smoothies, and vegan protein powder, and almond milk, and peanut butter or almond butter or cashew butter or whatever kind of butter we have. We put all kinds of things in a smoothie, and we start our day off with that. I also get my supplements ready, and then I will usually exercise. So I run, or we go for a hike, or I do yoga or something like that. And then I come upstairs to my office, or I take a shower, and then I come in my office and I get organized for my day. I like to make to-do lists. I like to get focused. I'm someone who at the beginning of the day really likes to work early. I like to get things done early when my brain is fresh. And in the morning, I think better than at night. Okay. But in the evening, at the end of the day, I do think it's important to kind of, breathe, meditate, get into a place where you're transitioning between your day to your night. And so at the nighttime, I make my to-do list for the next day. I like to do some breathing exercises, and then I go downstairs and I have dinner with my husband. I don't do the cooking. I make the breakfast and my husband makes the dinner. So I enjoy his cooking, and then we relax together in the evening. So I'm not a huge routine person, but there are some things I think are important, like a healthy breakfast and being very clear about my goals for the day, and then unwinding at night and spending time with my husband, and making sure I exercise in there too.
Yeah, kids, remember to breathe. Breathing is very important.
That's right. You're right.
You have to breathe calmly.
That's right. That's right. I can see you being a meditation teacher in your future. But yes, that's correct.
Because if you don't breathe, it'll be very problematic.
That's right. You got it.
So if someone wants to become a lawyer and do all that studying, what about the most important part of your routine that will help you to get where you are today?
Yeah. So remember how I told you about how I like to write my to-do lists, and I like to be very organized and know what I'm going to work on each day and make sure I have time in my calendar to work on those things each day. I think staying organized is really actually a big deal, because anytime that you are having a lot of studying to do or a lot of tasks on your plate, and you all know this, you have busy lives, you have to focus, right? You have to focus, you have to be organized, you have to do one thing at a time and check it off your list as you go so that you don't get behind or you don't get lost. So actually staying organized and creating to-do lists, if that works for you, or just, really having some discipline or self-awareness to carve out time to study, carve out time to exercise, carve out time to breathe, right? Carve out time to eat healthy food. You have to kind of stay organized in your day. So I think that's the best thing that you can do, that I try to do as well.
Becoming a lawyer can come with challenges.
Yeah.
What tips can you give us, kids, when it comes to facing challenges? Right? Because in life, there's lots of ups, downs, and lots of other stuff.
And sideways, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
and sideways, backwards.
That's right. Yes. So when you are on the road to becoming a lawyer, it can be really tiring. You can be really tired of studying. We spend hours a day studying, just like your medical school. You spend a lot of time studying. And when you're tired, I think you have to do things to refresh yourself so that your brain can focus again. So you would do breathing, like you talked about, or go for a run or a walk or play outside or get together with friends. Like you have to have a balance between working hard and playing hard or playing a little so that you don't just burn yourself out. And so when you have a challenge like that, I think keeping it all in perspective and giving yourself some time to rest is really helpful. Also, and you all know this, I'm sure, when any of us have a problem and something doesn't go our way and we get bummed out, we need to feel our feelings about that. And we need to really honor that that was a bummer. And then we need to pick ourselves up and go try again. We need to go try it again, right? I'm sure you've heard this advice before. The resilience and the effort that we make to do something after we are disappointed, the key is that we try again. So we don't just give up and say, oh, well, I'm never going to be a lawyer. We actually keep trying. So those are the two things I think that are most helpful.
So even though this is a kids show, lots of parents are also watching. What can they do today to protect themselves legally?
Yes. Well, the first thing is it really depends on what they do for a living, right? So we've talked about if they're a doctor or if they're a health coach or a holistic practitioner or an integrative practitioner or a spiritual coach. What they want to do is make sure their business is set up correctly, that they're following all the laws of the state where they're located, and that they have all their legal documents they need, their contracts and their disclaimers and all their forms, right? If there are parents watching who aren't in the medical field themselves, what they can do is think about protecting their family on their personal side, right? And we talked about that before, like having a will or making sure they talk with a lawyer about their own family and your financial situation. They're making sure if you have a child who is receiving medical care that you speak up for yourself as a parent and speak up for your child and really make sure that you're clear about the medical treatment you want to have and what you might not want you have or want your child to have. So there's lots of different ways. Also, people use lawyers to buy a house or sell a house or buy a business or sell a business. If they get in trouble, they need a lawyer to represent them in court. So there's lots of different ways that people use lawyers. I like to focus on sort of the business and personal side, not as much when they get in trouble. Other lawyers have better expertise in that than I do. I want to help people on the front end protect themselves so that they don't get in trouble and they take steps to keep themselves safe and to protect their family and their money and all the things that go with that.
So what is one thing kids can do today to improve their health?
I'm going to share the tip that you gave, which is to breathe. Right? Breathe. And I think that in today's world, everyone is running around or on their phones or on games or just we have a busy society and a busy life. Kids have busy lives. And so taking time away from their phone or their games or the TV just for little bit to do some breathing like you suggested, or meditating or praying or journaling or whatever it is, some quiet time to quiet their brain and breathe air into their body. Believe, as you know, but a lot of kids don't know, it really changes how you feel through the whole rest of your day, doesn't it? It really changes your whole outlook for your day. So you shared the tip, but I'm just going to emphasize breathing and spending some quiet time is really helpful.
That was amazing. What can people learn more about you and your work?
You're so kind to ask. Thank you. They can go to my website, lisafraley.com. And for anyone who's listening, who's a business owner or a parent and wants more information about how to protect your business or protect your family, you can schedule a free 20-minute legal chat, which is lisafraley.com/legal chat, as you see up on the screen. And that's just a free phone conversation to talk with my team and share your questions, and we can try to point you in the right direction or towards a legal solution. So thank you for asking. We're always happy to talk to people to try to help them if we can.
We are so thankful for your wisdom today. Everyone, make sure to follow Miss Lisa on social media. She is a diamond in her field and is a must-go resource for holistic legal help.
You're going to say diamond in the rough.
Diamond in the rough. Diamond in the field. Hey, we're all diamonds in the rough, right?
Yeah.
We can be diamonds in some parts of our life, and we're still working on other things because it's a lifelong process to keep being, I think, a better human and a more loving and caring human on the planet. So good point.
That was so amazing. Now to summarize Miss Lisa's key points. By taking legal steps for their own families, like having a will or using legal documents in certain situations, for example, families can create loving boundaries and feel more confident when talking about with adults, physicians, and other people in their lives. One of the main purposes of law is to help people use their voices and to create clarity and expectations of others. Lawyers help protect their families and doctors.
That's right. That's right.
The law allows you to protect yourself when you sign constant forms.
And make sure you have your wills all in line so families are taken care of and how children can be taken care of. And lawyers can use their voice. They are not afraid to ask for something when they need it. So you should not be afraid to use your voice and speak up. Make sure you are clear about your medical treatment.
If you want to become a lawyer, make sure you are doing well in school and make sure to breathe and get some quiet time, and will change the way you feel throughout the day.
Stay organized in your day. Challenges are going to come and go. Don't give up and keep on going.
Thank you so much.
That was so powerful.
Thank you so much for having me. You all were wonderful hosts, and I'm really impressed that you host this show and you do it so beautifully. So thank you so much for inviting me to be on your podcast today. Good luck to all of this and all the work that you do in the future. You're helping so many kids and so many parents out there.
It's our pleasure.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Zansari.
I'm Abdullah.
And I'm Imad.
Follow my family and I on social media, Holistic Mom D, and look out for my mom's book, The Holistic Arcs, your guide to healing chronic inflammation and disease. The Holistic Arcs for kids, parenting healthy brains and bodies in a changing world. And the amazing children's book that, oh my God, I couldn't say it. Children's book we wrote together called Adam's Healing Adventures. The Power of Rainbow Foods. So check it out on Amazon. Yay! We have a special gift for everyone listening. Because we're almost at our 2-year mark, we want to give you all our special dessert cookbook. We know most kids love sweets, so we put our favorite recipes just for you. Check it out in the description of this podcast. Where it is. Kids need to learn from other kids. Please download our podcast on iTunes and leave a review so other kids and families can benefit. We need to work together to create a healthier future for all of us and the planet. Join us next week for another episode of the Holistic Kid Show, where kids are empowering kids.
Thank you, everyone.